Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life moves fast when you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Sponsored by Andrea Mason, Press Play, Plan Life According to You, LLC. Take care of your mental health. Find inner peace by rediscovering and loving you for who you truly are. Take advantage of this exclusive offer and choose to press play today. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us with Buzzing with Marlowe. I want to say thank you. It's been a while, and it's time to bring back the OG itself. As you see the logo, as you could tell, it is a new Buzzing with Marlowe episode. That's right, guys. Officially, Buzzing with Marlowe is back. We're going to get some regularly recordings in when we talk about some interviews. We got a lot of cool things that we got coming up. Also, guys, I want to thank y'all for the love and support that y'all have been doing for Mr. and Mrs. Marlowe. Can't thank y'all enough. I think we're getting Samantha out of her shell. If you haven't, it's an episode. It's a show basically with my family, but mainly the two podcasts. The two co-hosts are obviously me and my wife Samantha. We have been having a lot of fun, as you can tell. My daughter pops in and out of the episodes as well. It's not edited, not really, it's just what goes on in a Marlowe household day-to-day basis. But Buzzing with Marlowe, we're more strict, we're more, special when it comes to that thing, just because this is the OG. We definitely want to keep this rolling. We are definitely going to bring back the interviews, talk some great chats as well. I want to thank everybody for the love and support that y'all done with my pro wrestling thing. We hit 10 years. My last soar was a great success. Obviously, there's one particular match that I wish we could have definitely still ran, but it is what it is. I'm thankful for whatever it was. Shout out to my family, friends, all of them, love and support that we have gotten. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to all podcasters that, have been able to, give that rub and be like, hey, man, good stuff. Keep going. Simply just thank y'all. Can't thank y'all enough. Yeah. But, guys, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, mostly subscribe. That's right, guys. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know what all Buzzing with Marlowe's got up to the date. Also, Buzzing with Gaming, because we do a lot of game streaming as well. We haven't been doing it in a while, but we're definitely going to get back up and running with that. Also, we've got Mr. and Mrs. Marlowe, the very popular show as well. Also, you can catch us on Commission Talks. You can catch all our great content. You can catch me on Blackheart with Fridays whenever I'm available. The Podman Show, man. We're up and rolling again. We're currently on break. I am the OTTR champ. That's right. My first time enrolling. AP got it now, man. We got the strap for the OTTR. The funny thing is I won it based off a prediction show with AEW. Out of all shows, AEW. That was the funny one. But yeah, man, shout out to the mob. Shout out to everyone who's doing their thing on the podcast thing. I know a lot of people used to, be like, man, Warren, you're so consistent, We kind of fell off. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's just been a lot that's been going on. So definitely going to get back in the swing of things and definitely going to get back to posting something at least once or twice a week. Definitely to keep that updated. If nobody knows, Night of Champions is coming up tomorrow, mid-afternoon, I think, at 1 o'clock, if I remember. We got a good card for that. I'm saying it now. I think Cody Rhodes is winning the King of the Ring. I'm excited to see him versus Randy Orton. That is phenomenal in every right. Obviously, a lot of CM Punk fans are going to be super excited to see CM Punk go one-on-one with John Cena for the Undisputed Championship. The last real champ, the guy that says he's going to ruin pro wrestling. He's gotten R-Truth to turn a smile upside down. Stuff that we have seen with all that, man. I'm excited just to see where we're going to keep going with that. I've been happy with the retirement tour. I know a lot of people have been iffy on it, whatever, but I've been happy with it. It's something different. It's different, elements and stuff like that. But if you want my take on it, make sure y'all tune in to Commission Talks. We're talking definitely about pro wrestling all Wednesday. WTW. Shout out to my boy Dre on Wills from the 1130 podcast and Talk Pro Wrestling. And my boy that streams Mondays, Tuesdays, and of course on Fridays as well, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to Tino, man. Tino's Time. Tino watches wrestling. All those, man. He's been killing it with game streaming and stuff like that, guys. I try to keep updated as much as I can with everyone. Also, the Production Mogul, the group that I'm in as well. They do great content creating. Brian from, the Beeline Entertainment LLC. Shout out to Brian, man. Brian's been on here regularly. So I'm very proud of all the great things that man does, man. Great energy, just a well-around great person. But it's, this thing is not for the faint of heart. I do it for fun. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to anyone. I do this because I enjoy it. If I don't enjoy it, I ain't doing it. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this. And, if you ain't having fun, man, this is tough to really roll with. But, yeah, man, I want to thank everybody. It's time to get some rolling. It's time to get going. We got a returning guest today. That's right, guys. This is the title. You see it now, from podcaster to now being a new father, and now is an independent promoter for 5-Star Championship Wrestling. That's right, guys. I said it, 5-Star Championship Wrestling. I got one of the co-hosts from the 5-Star Jobbers podcast. I've got Kody Madden, guys. That's right, man. Kody Madden. About to be a father. We're going to talk about him going into fatherhood. We're going to talk about, dynamics from, me and him meeting each other. Just being at a DCCW show. I think it was my first one facing Cole Bohannon. It was Cole Bohannon and myself going the first time. And, Cody came in the back. Was giving out everybody business cards, and he was talking about that they're about to start a podcast. They never even done episodes or anything yet. They were just, networking, getting themselves in, getting their foot in the door and stuff like that, and just seeing what it was with growing and stuff. And Cody also became part commentator for DCCW and so many countless promotions. We dive into talking about how to transition from just podcasting and then promoting it and hitting the roads, being commentators. And then, of course, what dynamically got them into being wrestling promoters for 5-Star Championship Wrestling. They just had one show so far. Their second show is coming up very, very soon. We're going to talk about that. And, of course, we're going to even talk about some special dirt. That's right, man. Kody's leaving a special offer for the people. And I think it's in the area that they're going to be in. So, guys, we're not going to waste any more time. When the countdown goes 30-1, we are joined with Kody Madden. In 3, 2, 1. Y'all enjoy. It's time to have some fun. All right, guys, I am joined once again, returning back. He is 5-Star co-host, podcast man himself, Kody Madden. Of course, also now co-owner of FCW, 5-Star Championship Wrestling, and now going to be on Team Daddy. Kody Madden, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, man. It's so great to be back. Just glad to be part of this again. Thank you for having me here.
No, man. Thank you, man. That, like I said, man, you're getting a list now. This wasn't a resume the last time. It was just podcaster, whatever. Like, what's been new, man?
Just everything between, taking a break from the podcast right now, as you know, just because FCW is on the rise and things are going at a high rate right now, and it's just been nonstop. So I haven't had a chance to catch my breath until now. So I'm glad that I can finally take time to just unwind a little bit and just
a headset and then not be you fully on the camera, at least being a guest. You can't
exactly. Yeah, I enjoy being a guest. Like every now and then, I enjoy being on the camera or being on the mic and being at the commentary table. But every now and then, it's good to just unwind and just sit back as a guest.
Yeah, man. Like I remember when we first were talking. I remember y'all were just talking about getting in commentating, and doing commentating for matches and stuff like that. And this was very early on before y'all got into that dynamic. So let's rewind a little bit. So like we just said, y'all were fully just starting the podcast. Like the podcast blew up instantly. Like what was the expression? What was some of the feelings that y'all had when y'all first started this podcast? And what were some of the expectations, and did they excel for y'all when y'all started 5-Star?
Honestly, it's crazy to see the progression that we've made with the podcast, because when we just started out, it was just a way for me and John to just talk about our passion of professional wrestling, and just talk about whether it be things in past moments in history in professional wrestling, or things that are going on currently with current events or any of the latest news or whatever it may be. But ultimately, it was just a way for us to have a fun conversation, and our banter back and forth was always what drew people in, because
y'all were a great team.
I am who I am and John is who he is. And so it just clicked instantly, and people love just seeing us mess with each other. John messing with me all the time, and I try and get the one up on him. But it's crazy to see how that has progressed from just us being a podcast to what we're doing now. I look back on it and it's like, it still doesn't even feel real to me. It's crazy how far we've come.
Yeah, man. I this is all I can say to y'all, man, because I remember y'all were commentating for Guardians of Legacy. You got to go to your hometown area and actually commentate over there, and a big show. This wasn't just the small town guys or whatever, man. You got the NWA talent was there and stuff like that. So seeing everything that grows part, and man, y'all were starting to be legitimately the commentators for DCCW. Shout out to DCCW, one of the best promotions in Jacksonville. I will say it, far none, every single time. Obviously, trying to think of the other one. Oh my goodness, sorry. JB, oh my gosh, I forgot his promotion. It's on the top of the head. Huh?
Aware?
Yes. I was booked at least 3 or 4 times on that show. Obviously stuff happened, but y'all were guaranteed commentators for that one. So y'all were being regular.
Actually, we haven't done commentary for Aware.
Okay.
Now I've come to see a couple of his shows before, but
Yeah.
we haven't done commentary for Aware yet. Now,
Okay.
yeah, we've done commentary for Guardians, DCCW, Kraken Pro Wrestling.
Y'all were hitting the roads, just doing the commentating booth, man.
Yeah, it's crazy because like when we did the podcast, I did not see us breaking in as commentators, but we just like as we were progressing and as we just kept our banter and just kept things going, we just said to ourselves like, why don't we just try it out and just see how we do and just try it out. So our first one we went to was at Hope Championship Wrestling.
That's right.
And it was in Thomaston, Georgia, I believe. I can't remember the exact show, but we were just doing our funny banter back and forth. And I remember like the second that it caught on, or that we said to ourselves, we might have something here, is like, because I think we still have the clips and the reels on our YouTube channel from when we first started on. But some of the things that John would say, he intentionally, like, and this is his goal every single time that we get on the desk or we get on the mic, his goal every single time is to get me to break. It doesn't matter what it is or what the situation is. His goal every single time is to try and say something or do something that will make me break on the mic. And he has done it not every time, but he's gotten me on more than one occasion. I'll just say that. But
that's like me when I wear a mask, man. I try to make people break character so much. Everybody thought I was so serious in the ring. I'm the jokester. I'm the one that's going to make you laugh while we're doing something. So like,
I can't make myself try and rib someone when I'm in that setting, because in my mind I'm like, I am focused on one goal, and that is to call the action, and that is to be the play-by-play guy. But John, on the other hand, he makes it his goal because he's color commentator. He can make jokes. He can do all that stuff. Me, I have to be like straight-laced, very professional. I'm trying to like focus in on every move and trying to
do it exactly by the book.
But the satisfaction that I get is whenever someone says something to him or does something to him during the match that gives me the satisfaction. Like, okay, now they got you. My favorite one of all time, and I don't know if I shared this story with you or not, but it was we were calling a match at Guardians, and I know that I think it was a triple threat match, but I know one of the guys in that match was James the Gator Grimm, and Gator always is all about like practical jokes or messing with people. And so we were in the middle of commentary, and he had gotten thrown outside of the ring in front of our commentator desk. And I don't know if I shared the video on our social media or where it is, but there's a video and you could see it. Like as I'm calling the match, Gator is right in front of where John is at the desk, and he crawls underneath the desk, like head first, arms under the desk as well. And John, just in the middle of me calling the action, just goes. Gator takes one of his shoes off, because John didn't wear his normal dress shoes at this time. He had Hey Dudes on. So it was easy on, easy off. Takes one of his shoes off. So John has one Hey Dude on and is barefoot on the other. Takes his shoe, slides it under the ring for the entirety of the match. And this is like during the second half of the show. So for the entirety of the second half, John did not have his other shoe. So I see him looking under the table and like fiddling around. And I'm like, what are you doing? And as I'm trying to call the match, and finally he looks around as the match is ending and he goes, "The Gator took my shoe." I laughed so hard, and we were still like in the middle of calling the match, like towards the end. It was one of the funniest things ever, and it gave me so much satisfaction. I'm like, yes, it may not have been by my hands, but somebody got him.
It finally got him.
Oh my God!
I will say that, man, y'all had such a great team dynamic. Like I always tell you, man, you've got my utmost respect. Y'all got in there and bumped. Y'all have been in the ring. Y'all took some bumps. I mean, the build that y'all had to that bet about that chair shot was like, my goodness. And I kept looking. I'm like, I'm curious who he's going to get to swing that chair. And then, of course, I see my good old buddy, Max Dawson. And he's the one that's taking the swing. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I wouldn't take that. I'm a performer. Max is the sweetest. You know what? Max is so sweet. But when it gets to that time and it's time to turn it on,
oh yeah,
I'm not
it's a
letting
light
Max
switch.
swing no chair on me.
Yeah, and a little funny story about that, because in the beginning part of it, we were going over everything backstage because I knew it was coming, and whenever we had the chair set, it was going to be under our desk, and John was going to pull it out and be like, "I got the chair right here for you, Max." And so backstage, Max had bent the lip end of the chair so that way I wouldn't catch the lip of it accidentally or anything. But John takes the chair out from underneath, and as they're like dragging me to the center of the ring to receive my punishment, he takes the chair and decides, hey, maybe people don't see this is a steel chair. Let me just show them that it's real. Bangs it up against the ring post, and the lip pops right back out. I see this happen, and I'm like, you idiot. The whole purpose was so that I wouldn't catch the lip of the chair. And so, as if I wasn't already nervous enough getting a chair shot, now I got to worry about, okay, please, for the love of God, just hit me with the seat of the chair. Please hit me with the seat of the chair. And so I'm bracing myself. My adrenaline is going in all different directions. And so Max just like puts his hand on my shoulder. He's like, you know, I like you, right? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. Gives me a knee right to the gut. I hunch over. He winds that thing. I see the shadow on the ring. I see him wind that thing up. I'm thinking, oh, you know what? And just cracks my back with it. And in the moment, like the initial impact hurt, but as I laid down on the
whistling
mat,
part, I think the whistling of the swing is like the most dramatic thing, because like you said, you close your eyes, you take that thing, all you hear is just a whistle.
Yeah.
And it's like a real quick snap.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of people don't realize like that is what a real chair shot is entail. And like I remember when I took my first kendo stick, and like we were in the match, I got fully into the ring, and I knew this was coming. And like when I got into the ring, I totally thought, okay, this is like a normal match. This is just going to be a normal thing. The ending of the match was me taking a kendo stick, whatever. I'm so full dialed into the match because my biggest thing was like, I can't think about this damn spot the whole time, or it's going to really just screw with me. And and the guy I was working with, we were joking around, and he kept trying to rib me everything in the match so I would forget completely about the spot. So it's like I get dialed in. So we're all locked back in, and I forgot the kendo stick because I saw the ref kind of like kicked it over to the side because he knew, all right, this is coming up. And like I get in to do my finisher, set it up and everything, and I totally forgot all about this because I was kept thinking like, all right, I'm gonna catch it, whatever. I run straight in for my running drop kick, wham, across the head. And like I was just I got up. I was out.
It was like a cartoon.
People don't
like
realize
birds flying around your head.
I think a kendo stick is one of the worst ones because one, the noise, and two, it's like a switch. And it's like it just right there, smack dab right on the head. And then when I'm already feeling this part, and then you're just trying, and it's not really I'm necessarily trying to sell it. It's the fact that I'm trying not to want to hurt somebody after somebody just hit me with this thing. And then I got to take it. I finally turned my back. I didn't know about this part. He decided he wanted to go extra. We're going to go eight licks in. And I told him, I said, you got 7. Because I swear to you, every time he hit me, he kept counting it. I was like, dude, you hit me one more time, you better slide out the ring as quick as possible. And when I said it was another long time before I took another one of those, it was a while because
Thank
that
God that I haven't had
hurt.
to deal with that yet. But
That
yeah,
hurts.
yeah,
And the sad thing
hopefully
is,
I
like, when
never
you
have to
put
deal
it
with that.
together, when you wrap it around and stuff, like, you think, oh, this ain't gonna hurt so bad. That whistling noise, just it sounded like one of those what was those old footballs, the little whistle balls.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, I hope I never ever have to experience that. But
My goodness,
I've already taken a chair shot. I've been chopped in the chest. It's only a matter of time. So
you took the chop from Logan, right?
that's right. And I'll kind of allude back to what you were saying earlier about, like, because me and John.
We love you, big brother. We love you. How's your ear? How's your ear, buddy?
But like the reason why I wanted to go through, and me and John wanted to go through that training and go through and feel what it's like, is because I'm of the belief that if you're going to be in this business, whether you're a commentator or manager or a ring announcer or whatever the case may be, referee, I feel like you should experience the same thing that y'all experience every single time y'all get in the ring, because
we're psychotic.
Unless you understand it and feel the impact of what is going on, you can't fully appreciate the craft that all you guys go through. And that's just
if you think
how I
it this
feel.
way too, because so many, and this is something I think this is an issue with wrestling fans at times, is they want to give a very hard critique, but they don't know what entails to be in a match, what it entails to take that bump. Like, everybody's thinking, oh, some people think it's a trampoline. Some people think it's like, oh, something easy to bounce off. They're not going to hurt you.
Nope.
I remember when I first got in there and I thought it was a trampoline. Yep. It ain't a trampoline. And I was like, I don't know what bouncy thing is in here, but nope, this thing don't feel good.
Nope. I remember taking my first suplex, and I remember like landing on my back, and I felt like I laid there for at least 5 to 10 minutes or so. And it's like, when you get the air, when you get the air knocked out of you, and you're just laying there, just like I laid still. I was like, I can't move. I can't. Like, I think my lungs have escaped from my body. And so then finally it was just like all the air went right back in. It was like,
I love how y'all aired it on y'all's podcast. Like, that showed the realism. Like, hey, we give our critique, but we still can say that we've been in the ring and stuff like that. Right. And that's something that my rant is with a lot of wrestling podcasts. I'm like, have y'all been in the ring? Have y'all seen what dynamics it takes to be in there? What it entails to do?
And that's the thing I was saying, is because I'm not going to give my critique on something unless I know what it feels like to have experienced, like, taking those bumps and knowing the physicality that your body goes through and the toil that it takes on you. And so that's how I am each time. And anytime I go to a show, whether I'm either calling a match or whatever it may be, I make it a point to try and at least get some work in, whether it be just like going through basics or just taking bumps or doing whichever. So that way my body is still acclimated to that. Because even if you're a commentator or whatever, there may be spots or there may be segments in a storyline where you're going to have to take a bump or you're going to have to take something to help get a story across and make something either make the heel look
draw something
worse, or
different
you get
into the show too. Yeah,
exactly. And so everybody needs to learn, especially if you're going to be in this business, you need to learn the basics of like how to take bumps, do all that. And so, but that's just my opinion.
Icy Hot, man, it's going to be your best friend. Icy Hot will be your best friend.
Oh,
I remember
salt baths were the best.
Oh man, my last run, ice bath every day. I had Tiger Balm from one end to my side to all the way down. Like,
yep.
I tell people, man, we've got more resources now. I take pride. I never took painkillers. I never did any of that stuff. But I can understand why people did them, because like, this stuff sucks. And it's like, I reference wrestling like a bad, toxic girlfriend. It's bad. It's a bad choice, but you get a high off of it. Like you
Yeah.
get something out of it. It's like, wow, that was fun. I don't
Yeah.
want to do that again, but I'm gonna do it again. And
Yeah.
fool me
I feel
once.
you.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool. And like I messaged y'all, and I remember when y'all were saying that, I was like, y'all are gonna earn a lot of respect just for this perspective and for what y'all are doing. And I remember when we first met, I think it was at a DCCW show, and you came in there, you gave us your business cards, and it said 5-Star Jobbers Podcast. Y'all weren't even started yet. Like you went and networked out before y'all even started the podcast. Like I was really impressed with that, because I was like, dang, they didn't even start the podcast and they're promoting this big thing to, like, business cards and stuff like that. So I was like, man, I'm gonna give this thing a listen. And I loved how y'all talked about WWE, y'all talked about AEW, y'all talked about all pro wrestling. And then when y'all further got more into just independent, y'all focused fully on independent wrestling and stuff like that. And and just seeing the talent that y'all have had on the podcast and stuff like that. That's the fun part. And like, knowing that y'all really I'm not just saying that y'all fully made it, but it's like y'all have gotten the boys to go, hey brother, thank you type scenario. And like that's something big in anything. So like when you see the podcast and seeing the network and stuff like that, like myself, I've done 6 seasons in and stuff, and I've been consistent from the beginning to what we are now. And it's not been that easy to like put out an episode every week like I used to do it and stuff like that. And I know that had to be hard because y'all were growing quick. And I mean quick. One episode a week. It was getting to a part where people were tuning in. I would always listen to it while I'm at work. And I loved hearing John's little full rant when y'all introduced yourself. He always had some different new name that he would introduce himself into. Yeah. And like, it was so funny because it referenced either into, obviously when college football was going on, John's full on talking about Georgia. There's no ifs, ands, or but. You're going to talk about Alabama, stuff like that. So it's like, you got those full things. And hearing y'all just, and it's kind of like how wrestling was. It was always updated into what's going on in the media world. And y'all kept that same vision going into the podcast. That's something I did like about it. Even though y'all notice a lot of indie talent don't really like talking about the WWE or AEW and stuff like that. So it was like, I love how y'all respected it to be like, hey, if you're coming on the show, we're giving y'all fully about y'all for whatever time we got, stuff like that. And then y'all like, all right,
and that was now we're going to do our predictions. And see, that's the whole goal. Like anytime that we had a podcast on there, our goal was not to talk about anything that's going on in the wrestling world. Our goal was to put that individual over, because anytime that we had a guest on the podcast, it was about them, because we wanted to give guys the spotlight and say, hey, we've got this guy coming on the podcast. This is what he's accomplished. This is what he's got going on right now. If you want to catch any of his stuff, you can go check out his social media. You can go to this promotion here. You can go see his stuff on YouTube. But that was our goal anytime we had someone on the podcast. And if we wanted to talk about anything going on with current events, we would throw it in there just as like a side conversation, but it wouldn't be our main focus, because that was the whole goal of like having guests on the podcast, is to talk about them, and not to talk about WWE or AEW or what they thought of this thing that happened on last night's show or anything like that. It was about them and what they had going on.
Yeah, man. I thought it was really cool dynamics, and y'all kept it to a very short tee. I was like, I don't know how y'all cram it in just an hour every time. And it's
trust me, like, really if we wanted to, we could have gone for.
Oh, trust me, bro. Edit button is very convenient to a lot of things. Sometimes there might be 3 parts to an episode.
Yeah,
it might make it seem like it's a one episode.
I think I don't know if we did a 2-parter or not. If we did, I think we only did it one time, maybe, or I'm not sure.
I think y'all did a WrestleMania part 1 and 2. I remember that.
Yeah, we did a night 1 and night 2 episode of it. But yeah, like if we wanted to, if we had enough time where people would be invested in it, yeah, we would have done like a 3-part to something or
It's so hard.
whatever it may be. But yeah, we could have gone for a while. Like if we had somebody on the show or we had somebody as a guest on there, we had to make it a point. Like, okay, we need to keep it at 30 minutes to 45 minutes because most on average are not going to listen to like a 2 or 3 hour podcast at the most. But if people
I don't know, man. I've noticed that in some ways, like obviously, most podcasts, if you focus on it, like while they're going to work, while they're driving, you know, stuff like that. And like, you never know, like people literally will just plop something in just to make that ride just easier for them and stuff like that. Yeah, I've noticed that some guys, like 10 minutes, which is so crazy. I've seen 10-minute podcasts and seen what they do and stuff like that. I've learned so much with this show doing this. And it's like, you look at what audience you're trying to capture. Like, obviously, I'm fully in ways I'm based on pro wrestling just because my background, stuff that I've done, stuff like that. A lot of people respect just my perspective when it comes to this stuff because I've done it. I've been around it. I've done a lot of good things. A lot of people like my points of views and stuff because I'm one of the indie guys that would always like to talk about, you know, the other wrestlings and stuff like that because it's like, man, you know, when I first got out, obviously, you know, being in it for a while, I was like, man, it's cool to be a fan again. Like we get so into it sometimes, like you forget that you're a fan of this. Like we always, you know, when we were on seminars and stuff like that, you always talk about you're always the biggest fan of yourself. You're always the fan of that. So it's like when you got to get outside of it and be that fan again, it was like really cool because it's like I'm watching WWE, I'm watching AEW more as a fan perspective again instead of like, you know, what's that? It's like watching a coach sitting there and just digress a whole football game, knowing that they would have done something different. So it's like, you know, seeing different things and stuff like that and seeing it in a different perspective. And I thought that was really, really cool because y'all never, and I will say this again for anyone, y'all never did anything that was overbearing to like the boundaries that y'all took it. Like I have said it numerous times, y'all took the bumps, y'all took in the hits and stuff like that. Y'all can give a perspective to it because you've seen it, you've felt it, and like it's a different thing. Like when I saw you take the chops and stuff, I thought of Chris Van Fleet first thing. Like, you know, when he went in there taking these crazy chops off of oh my goodness, I forgot his name, Tyler Breeze and stuff like that, and seeing what he did with that stuff. I got that picture with that because that's one of my favorite podcasters because like seeing him just dynamically talking about wrestling and then just dial in and talk about certain other things. Like it's really cool because like I always thought you just need to specifically talk about one topic. And like something I've learned with that, it's okay to do that, but there's also ones you want to kind of like if you want to bring an audience in, you don't want to fully just keep it on that one subject because sometimes you want to keep it on a subject that is able to get somebody to start into listening to all the way to get to that part and still continue it on because you've kind of told them that story to be like, hey, look at this. This is cool and stuff like that. And like, there was a couple of things that we've done that for. And obviously our biggest popular one was talking about flag football and brought in from bringing the pro wrestling audience to really talk about, hey, man, you know, I quit wrestling. I have not been able to wrestle due to an injury. I got into flag football and talked about that. Obviously now flag football being in the Olympics and is built up, that brought an audience to that part that wanted to know more about it because they're like, how the hell this, you know, soft powder to puff team thing, you know, this thing used to be in high school talked about just for cheerleaders to play on senior night or something like that. And let it be now where you get a scholarship, where you can do something. We got a professional flag football teams and stuff like that now. It's like that people want to know a little bit more into that dynamic and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see what growth and what ways, you know, quote unquote, tell stories puts into different topics. I tell people all the time, man, wrestling kind of does mess you up because in a way, wrestling might be quote unquote, staged and choreographed and pre-written, but I feel like that's more logic and more real than what life can be at times because,
Oh yeah.
it in a way, it just gives you a different visual, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
So tell me, obviously, y'all go from commentating, you do the podcast, to now. You on your second show now. You are a wrestling
Indeed.
promoter, Kody. Where did that go from? How did that get there? Let's hear
Man. So
it. That's gotta be the exception. You gotta get that one real, just ready to go.
yeah, it's like, man, what was I thinking? No, the thing that
There's
I
your theme
wanted out
song.
of it. What's that?
I said, "There's your theme song." What was I
Yeah.
thinking?
Yeah, exactly, for real. But in this area that I live in, there is not anything with professional wrestling that is of the quality, and I'll say this at any given point, that is not of the quality of a lot of the places that we have been to. Now, granted, I mean, every situation is different, every promotion is different, depending on what you have to work with and what you don't have. But there was nothing in our area that we could look at and go, we've got something here. We've got something that we can go to as well. Because everything that we did as far as commentary, whether it be going to DCCW or Guardians or Kraken or Hope or wherever, everything was in like 2 hours to 3 hours or so. But Tallahassee or Crawfordville in our area was like pretty much the epicenter for all these places. And we were like, why don't we have something here? Like, why don't we have something that all these places can come to and go to? Because even some of the talent that we work with are homebodies here in Tallahassee. And so we thought, well, we have been in this business enough, and we've talked to enough, all the promoters to understand the mechanics of working stuff backstage or trying to find sponsors or trying to do this and that. And I'm still trying to learn everything that I can. I'm still trying to get as much advice as I can from everybody, and I'm still learning. Like, I'm not going to claim that I know everything. I'm not going to claim that I know everything about this business because I'm still new to it. But we've wanted to start this because we wanted to bring something to our area and bring that kind of entertainment because there's nothing in this area like that. And in Crawfordville is growing exponentially. They're getting new businesses. They're getting new things here and there. But I read, and I was alluding to this before, I looked at all the community pages and I read all the stuff that everybody's saying. They're wanting something, like whether it be a bowling alley or a movie theater or just something, some form of entertainment that they can go to. But with what we're presenting now, it's a kind of entertainment that maybe some people have never experienced before and don't really know what to expect, but it's something that they can go to and be a part of. And it's not going to cost them a lot to go. Cause I mean, try and go to the movie theaters now, you're going to spend more than $50. And that's before you spend money on tickets or like before you spend money on concessions.
I spent over $80 for 4 people.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like with what we have,
that's gas money.
Great quality. Yeah, exactly. And so with what we have, like the main goal of all of it was to bring our passion for this business and to put it in the form of entertainment that people could enjoy and that the community could be a part of. And so we pretty much just said to ourselves, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to go for it. And within our first show, we've had nothing but great responses from the people that were at the shows and from the locker room as well. And so left and right, we've got people that are wanting to be a part of what we were doing and wanting to join in on what we're doing. And so just the responses alone from just the first show has been overwhelming. And it's given me, as the promoter, so much hope, because I was saying this before. I was like, John, if we can just get at least 75 people, I'll be okay. I'll be happy with it. Like, I don't care if we sell out or whichever, as long as we can get 75 people in the door, I'll be happy. And I think from what John and from what everybody else has told me, we've had close to 100 people from our first show. And in just those numbers from having 100 for the first one, that blew my mind. But it gave me a hope that people like what we're doing. People are invested in what we're doing. And then whether it be people coming from the podcast or people coming from seeing us do commentary or whatever it may be, we've created enough of a following that people are invested in what we've got now with 5-Star Championship Wrestling. And so I'm excited to see where this goes. I can't guarantee what's going to happen in the future, but all I know is that we're on a trajectory to do more and do great things. And I've got big goals. I've got big dreams in mind for what we've got going with FCW. And I'm just excited to see where it takes us or where this goes.
Yeah, man. I was really happy for y'all and stuff like that because, like I said, man, y'all left the podcast in a way. In particular, y'all kind of did. It was fully just being on a podcast driven to, doing commentate and stuff like that. And of course, I know you got the random "Hey brother" messages when you decided you wanted to run the promotion. You know.
Oh yeah, like I couldn't tell you how many it was, but it was. I want to say it was every day. It was always a new one, like saying, "Hey brother," or "Hey sir," or who or whatever. It was like at least every day. And so, but
I like how you got that awareness now because it's like like obviously when you first start this thing, you want to book as much as you can, and you want to please as many people as you can. But
right.
Then you also realize there's like, all right, man, this you might have to wait till show 5 before you can get.
And that's the thing is like, I've had to learn like I can't please everybody, but I can at least say not right now.
Mm-hmm.
Give us time because we're still a young business. Like we've only had one show, and so I tell people all the time, it's like let us get ourselves established, let us get this grounded. And then we can have a conversation like, okay, yeah, we'll have you for this, or yeah, we'll do this, or yeah, we'll put something together for that. And so we're planning to try and do, because we've got our next one coming up July 26th, and then we're planning to do one more show towards the end of October for this year. Mm-hmm. And those 3 shows will at least give us some form of how frequent we can run, how well established we are, what we can do, what we can't do, and at least get an understanding for how this is going to be and how frequently we can run.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I agree.
I would love to run at least bi-monthly, if not monthly. But
you're pretty busy right now, buddy. You about to be really busy.
I was about to say, yeah, but looking at everything I've got going on now and everything that's got coming up, bi-monthly is probably out of the question.
You're gonna have to put the suit away quarterly. A little bit for that big awakening that you got coming up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no.
The hair's all nice and come over for right now. That hair's gonna be just we're doing
I'm just gonna be disheveled. I'm gonna have a beard all the way out to my chest. It's gonna
You're gonna be just relieved just to get out of the house sometimes.
Yeah. I'll be like, this is what the sun looks like.
The sun's not bad.
Yeah. Sun, our friend.
I love it, man. I love it. Obviously, like you just said, man, are y'all having a girl or a boy?
We are having a little girl.
Hey, man, congratulations. You're going to be an official girl dad. You see this?
Yep.
This is your future. Just to let you know now. It's one of the coolest, one of the best moments of your life, being a father and stuff like that. And it's really cool to see that all these great things that you've got blessed and everything that you've had so far, you get to have that moment with you and your wife to have a kid, man. So congratulations on that.
And honestly, like that's probably been the biggest blessing and the biggest accomplishment that I could say that I've had this year. Like podcasts, commentary, FCW, everything. It all fails in comparison to this. I'm just so like I'm feeling a mix of emotions. I'm of course I'm happy for everything, scared as hell, but it's normal, and I just gotta realize. Yeah, and that's what everybody says. Everybody keeps telling me
it's like I reference it now, and you can relate to it. It's like taking your first bump. It's so bad because you're thinking about it so much, but when you just take it, it's not as bad. It ain't great, but it's not as bad. So it's like I remember the first time when I had my son, and I mean, dude, I had literally just got out of it. I'm sitting there playing college basketball, and like, you're telling me I'm having a kid. I'm literally 21. I'm not even 21 yet. It's like 3 months before I turned 21, and
Right.
we had my son a month before my birthday, so I'm still 20, having this wonderful child of mine, and like it was very nerve wracking for me because I'm sitting there thinking like it was on TV. I'm like, oh crap, my life is ruined. Basketball is over. This is not gonna be good. I'm gonna be working dead end job to my life. Like I'm just sitting there thinking, like, man, I'm gonna have to worry about somebody pooping on me, and like it was like all these things I thought about. Luckily, I say it proudly now because I'm probably not having another kid. Even though if you ask my other one, she wants one now. But I haven't been peed on, I haven't been pooped on, and I got 2 kids, so I'm a happy man. So it's like I took that resume with a grain of salt.
Right.
Obviously, with my son being special needs and stuff, like you had to have more focus, and I've done a lot of different maturing when it came to a very young age to stuff like this, and like you don't really see the really prestigious moments of life until I say you have your first child, and to hold that baby up. Now, me being a Disney fan and Lion King, my dumb behind, I had to always listen to the Lion King song and brace my kid up. Like that's just a moment. That's just a moment. That's when you know you are a parent. Okay?
I'm gonna write that down because Lion King is my favorite.
You gotta
Disney movie
listen
of
to
all
the
time.
circle
So, yeah.
of life. You gotta have your kid waved up in the air, and that kid just sitting there staring at you like, "What are you doing with me?
What is going on here?"
Now, my daughter, the other hand, she cried the full time with it. So I was like, all right, yep, you're going to be a bad child when you grow up. I can already tell. Like, Simba was okay. You're crying already. We're ruined. And like, 6 years later, I got a full on white gray beard going on right now. So it's like, there was my future. But yeah. Yeah, that was my little story with it, man. So, like I said, circle of life, that is the main go-to when you have a child. You got to do it one time.
I'm gonna write that down.
That lyric, I could never tell you the lyric if I wanted to. So, I have listened to it countless times. I'm like, I still don't know the lyrics to this song.
Oh man.
But man, Kody, man, like I said, man, congratulations on everything that you've got. We gotta talk about it a little bit, man. What is your perspective of the new stuff with WWE, AEW? What are some of the things you want to do? We can go and do 10 minutes, just have a good little rant talking about it.
I mean,
what's your opinion on it?
And I'll be honest, I haven't kept up as much as I used to with AEW.
Me neither.
To me, I just haven't found anything that I could sink my teeth into with AEW right now. I try and catch up on the highlights.
Can't watch John Moxley 3.0 every week. I can't do it.
Yeah, I just haven't really kept up with AEW much, and just honestly, there's nothing really that I am invested in right now. With WWE, it's starting to get to the point where I've kind of felt the same way. Not necessarily the same kind of thing about AEW, but just kind of like, I mean, I can invest in some things that are going on right now, but it feels like there's something different about WWE to where it feels like it's more. I'm not really sure what the word is for it or what the feeling is, but I just haven't really found anything to fully invest in with WWE right now either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like right now it's just not, and I don't know if it's just a TKO thing or whatever it is, or if they're trying to be a little more hands-on with creative or whatever it is, but it just feels like it's become more about more for entertainment purposes and trying to bring in all these celebrities or trying to bring in all these different people that have no business.
I think this era is the kind of like screw off the keyboard warriors. I think that one has been the thing this go around because like That one has been the one where they've been uproaring the keyboard audience and stuff like that. And that's something I did enjoy because I get so irritated with wrestling fans when they sit here and talk about, oh, why did we do this? Why did we do that? Y'all wanted it. The John Cena heel turn. Everybody wanted it. Oh, man, new gear, new message, da, da, da. And they didn't get it. I'm like, technically, Cena is telling y'all why he is who he is now. Because for the longest time, y'all thought he was a heel wearing what he was wearing. So it's like, obviously, the only thing I would say for John, I get it. I wouldn't match every town I'm in. Like, I wouldn't wear the same color, that's kind of like, hey, cheer for me because I'm with your group type scenario.
Right.
I get that point. And obviously the black and white John Cena, I said if I would have done anything different with that, I would have had him just wear full-on dark clothes. Make it look like he has changed his whole dynamic. Now, me being an advocate,
that's what I'm saying.
Be an advocate rock fan, diehard rock fan, whatever, I feel like that did kind of like hurt the story in a way, but in a way it does tell a story that Cena couldn't beat Kody being John Cena who he was. And I remember when he did what he did at Elimination Chamber, after that match, I said, Cena's turn. Like, for some reason, in my mind, it was either Cena was turning or they're going to pull the plug, which I did not think it was not going to happen because I'm like, dude, Kody is so white hot. You would ruin that product at this moment if Kody turns heel. And I get it.
100%.
It's going to be good when it happens, but you're going to get the same thing we got with John Cena right now when Kody turns bad guy. Because you're going to, in a way, Cody's going to be a babyface, but for the adult audience because of what he's going to bring with that dynamic. So is it really a bad guy if he's giving you what you want? And like, I see what they've been doing with Cena and stuff like that. Cena is basically giving his flowers to everyone he's done in with the past. Look at R-Truth. I loved what they did with R-Truth because this is my thing. What they said about this
Ron Killings.
Exactly. And the thing that I will say, the funny thing about that was we never got WWE posting that they released R-Truth. We got R-Truth on his social media saying, hey, I'm no longer with WWE. And man, this is where I loved where we played with the keyboard warriors. Oh, they're screwing up now. They got rid of the best person. Da, 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 da.
That
like you didn't support the guy for how long?
Yeah, that to me was probably one of, if not one of the greatest works of all time because in that moment, I feel like it finally shut up for a brief moment the IWC.
Yes.
It sent them all into a tizzy like, wait a minute.
And then they're making it sound like, oh, our voices are the reason why he's back. I'm like, he never was released.
Yeah, he wasn't released. They never officially said that he was released.
Is the funniest thing to me. And I think this is what this era really is. It's the screw off IWC era.
So that's why I love that.
What you think you got, it might be the opposite. And the IWC just get mad even more because it's not what they predicted. Like
exactly.
It's been funny to me. I mean, I do agree with you on that, though. I do agree with you. It's been a little of a dry thing. And I think this is the problem what we had, especially going into WrestleMania this year. I was super excited about it regardless. I mean, dude, we're getting John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, a different dynamic Cody Rhodes. Like, it was hard to predict what was going to happen with that match because it could have went either way. And obviously the way it did and stuff like that, obviously I feel like, even being a Rock fan, it did kind of hurt that match in a way. But in a way, he doesn't have to be there. He's the final boss. He's this thing and stuff like that. And like, it's so funny to see what wrestling fans were sitting there just talking about consistently. I'm like, you're still watching it. Is it hurting it if you're still watching it? Like, if you're still talking about it, you're hurting your own self because guess what? It's not going to change because you're talking about it. If you just stop watching it, stop doing anything about it, they would really look at it and go, oh, we need to change this. Like,
my biggest thing was that how people lost their minds at WrestleMania in the main event when it was Cody and John Cena. And John Cena had said in beforehand, he said, I am going to ruin wrestling for you.
Yeah.
And every single person after that last match, whenever they talked about Travis Kelly coming out and distracting Cody and the low blow and everything, how everybody said it wasn't the match that they were expecting. What did Cena say that he was doing?
I thought the match was good.
Yeah, he said that he was going to ruin wrestling. And so every single person that I know of or seen on the internet saying, main event was just lackluster. Main event, like, why would you end it like that? This is like the worst way to end it.
Working so slow. I'm like, the dude's
it's like
almost 50.
Exactly. Now, I will say the only gripe that I have right now is that they're giving us CM Punk and John Cena before WrestleMania. I know that's
I'm not a Punk fan. I'm not a Punk fan, so I don't. I mean, I'm happy. I will say this. This is one thing I will say about CM Punk, and I haven't been on a podcast talking about it. I respect that he is literally, put in the work this go around, because the old Punk, if he got hurt, you wouldn't have saw him back on camera. Like, period. He would not have been back on camera until it's his time to do something. And I think, he got rubbed the wrong way when it came to that dynamic. And obviously, a lot of people upset with Punk when it comes to AEW talking about is everybody's upset when they wanted to AEW to compete with WWE, but then they realized a lot of the talent is using AEW as a resume to get them to WWE and stuff like that. I mean, Mariah May. Jay Cargill, even though that's not been the best thing right now. Obviously, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page. I mean, the list goes on. And like seeing the things that they've done. I mean, reality, the real hurt for AEW, and AEW hasn't been the same. People might not like it. Is since Cody left. When Cody left, you could tell the booking really took a slump. And like, absolutely. I still think if Cody was there, I feel like that creative aspect would have been a lot different than what we've been getting right now. And I don't know. I mean, I'm just happy to see
since Cody has left, the booking to me just feels like it's like, okay, we're putting together matches that everybody would love to see.
The titles,
and that's
the shows, everything increased after Cody left. For some weird reason, I felt like that all just pictured out, because I remember they used to make jokes about, oh, you could be on 5 nights main event for, 2 for all and all that stuff. And now look what you've been getting. You're getting almost this 8-hour pay-per-view for just a pay-per-view. And it's not like a big pay-per-view. Like, I'm thinking the pre-show, eight matches. I'm like, what show are we doing? You going to pay me how much to watch this? And it's all the same. It's not a different match. Like, you're going 10 to 15 minutes every time. Like,
and that's the thing I have a gripe about is, like, anytime you watch a match with AEW, it's the same thing. It should mean
something.
And that's the thing. There's no sustenance. It's just matches there to have matches. And it's the same style. It's the same thing. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't watched a whole lot of New Japan, so I am not familiar with that kind of style.
Get into it.
But to me, it's like, okay, I can, like, you need to have like a little bit here and there and a little bit here and there, but have there be some sustenance behind it. And it's like, because I'm a huge Paul Heyman fan. I think he's probably one of the greatest creative minds in this business. And anytime that he's in an interview or talking about like giving advice to promoters or anything, he says it's a very simple formula. Whenever you're trying to create something for a promotion or whenever you're trying to create something for a show, it's like, who are these two people? Why are they fighting? Why should I care enough to buy a ticket and watch these guys fight? And it's that simple formula that pulls people in. It's like, because he was telling, I don't know the full details of it, but he's like, you got a guy here who anytime he puts his submission hold on someone, they tap out and he wins every time. Then you got a guy over here who is undefeated and can escape every single submission hold and turn it around and win. You got these two guys that have built up. You put them in a match together. You've got something that people are going to be bought into. Like, that's a story. And that's the thing. Like, it's just storytelling. It's very simple, but I think that now it's just people have lost sight of it.
You could tell. I mean, me being a Jaguars fan and stuff like that. I mean, I don't think the cons have made our team any better either. So it's like, seeing this thing, and it's like, oh God. And like, and you could just tell, like, it's just the indie mindset show. And I hate to say it like that because obviously I was in the independents. I'm never going to downgrade the indies, but like, it's fallen victim to exactly what a lot of independent promotions have done. Like, wrestling's good. Okay, cool. This is where the best wrestle. I'm like, what is wrestling if this doesn't make sense? Like, you're doing drop kicks. You're doing all this. You're doing all this in the opening. Like, I'm like, so what's the point of this finish? Like, I mean, I swear to you, I will only pop if it's a schoolboy. Somebody looked at me and thought I was crazy. They're like, what? A schoolboy after all that? I'm like, exactly. What else can you do to win the match? Like,
it's like you've done all these flips. You've done all these tricks and stuff. Like, I cannot stand, and this is probably going to be a hot take for me, I cannot stand any kind of match where it's like Will Ospreay and whoever, because in the very opening match,
and
not
it's
even
sad
like
to say,
minute,
he's a great performer.
Great performer. Not knocking the guy.
But it makes no
He's
sense.
Phenomenal. No, it's like, it's very obvious that it's all choreographed. And that's why people don't take it seriously. And that's why people look at it. It's like, well, okay, they're doing all these flips and stuff. But, I mean, that's cool.
You want to know
like they're just trying to go for the wow factor.
One of the best matches I saw in AEW, one of the best matches I saw was Ricochet versus Zach Gowen, because it told a story. Yeah. It told a story with a guy that had one leg, and watching Ricochet try to do a figure four lock to Zach Gowen without one leg was the funniest thing to me. And I was like, you know what? I watched the whole show from it just because of that one match. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance.
Yeah.
And stuff like, I was like, all right, I'm cool with this. All right, I'm going to keep watching this and stuff like that.
Like,
and then I watched the John Moxley takeover show again. I'm like, I'm done again. I'm done.
Yeah,
I can't watch.
The one time that I was like really invested in any storyline was whenever it was Adam Cole and MJF, and they were working as a tag team or working as like best friends. And it was like the whole time you're watching this, it's like that there's a turn that's going to happen. You know that one of these guys is going to turn on the other. But anytime that they worked a tag team match, how many times have you seen somebody win a tag team match with a double clothesline?
Not much.
Hardly ever. The fact that they worked it up for so long that they were going to win a match with a double clothesline, it's that simple. You don't have to do all these things to try and get to
it. Hurt
point.
MJF too, though. It hurt MJF doing that build because there was no payoff. And like it got to a point where everybody was getting tired of him going in with Adam Cole, because I saw that they did the double switch. MJF was the babyface for a moment. Adam Cole found a way. Then they go back and turn Adam Cole into a babyface. I'm like, there's no possible logic to this right now. Like, I get Jericho wants to defend it, tooth and nail. And I know a lot of wrestling fans are like, they said this, they said this. Of course they're going to say it. That's where they work. They're not going to sit there and say this crap sucks and stuff like that. You're going to wait till you're on a free agent list and you're going to be like, and this is the thing that I had with the AEW before we cut this off and stuff like that. It got to a point where Tony Khan was literally using everything like a scorecard. Like, we just signed New Japan. Oh, we just did this. Oh, we just did a mutual agreement with New Japan and stuff like. What was the payoff for New Japan? What was the payoff?
Yeah.
The New Japan guys just put over all your guys. Like, that was what it was. Like everybody's been talking about with WWE right now. Vince McMahon would have never, and I say this again, never partner with the TNA. Never would have done it. And seeing the payoff that TNA is getting with the little bit that NXT has done with them, I'm blown away, because now TNA is a regular TV show that people are going in to watch. Great example. Yes. My daughter loves Joe Hendry, and only seen one match of Joe Hendry. The only reason why she knows of him is because he's on Spotify and his song and everything like that. And seeing what introduced herself to going to see this match. Sadly to say, the first match she sees is him versus Trick Williams. And Trick Williams beats Joe Hendry. And like, you should see how devastated my daughter was. Because she's been in the wrestling scene a little bit. Like, one of my main comeback reasons was to let her experience what my son got to see and stuff like that. And one of the matches I got to have, I actually got to pick her up and stuff like that. And that was, I kind of broke character a little bit, even though I was in a mask, holding my daughter up. That was the coolest moment to me. But it was like so funny, like seeing her watch Joe Hendry perform for the first time ever. Like, this was her first non-WWE guy she got to see on TV. And like, and of course he loses the TNA title. So it's like, it was a whole different thing. She's like, he lost? How do you lose? And like, it devastated her. But like, now we got to watch TNA now because of Joe Hendry on TV and stuff like that, you know? So it's really cool when you see things that work in a positive perspective. And I feel like that's what's hurting AEW. There was like, oh, this is where the best wrestle, you know, when COVID happened. I think COVID is what really grew AEW because they were bringing independent talent. That was what it was focused on. And I think since Cody left, all right, now we're getting every former WWE guy. We're giving him every creative rights to things. I mean, make it an example. I got Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP on my TV, and you're going to go and give me Action Andrade and two guys that literally look like they're 160 pounds together, and you're going to make me believe they are bigger than them muscle heads in that ring?
Not a chance.
I'm done. I'm done. That makes no sense at all. If you could bring me a Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins can give you every little crap script that he's ever had, and he can make diamonds out of it, like, I'm more invested in watching what Seth Rollins and CM Punk do, just going at each other every week, than what I would do to watch a match. Watching Dean Ambrose. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to say John Moxley, because I'm literally watching Dean Ambrose just being hardcore all the time. Like, it's like, it's really frustrating in times, because I'm like, I wanted to watch this. I wanted to give it more perspective. I don't want the wrestling fans to eat me alive because I don't like AEW, because it's like, oh, didn't you do you have some stuff with AEW, and didn't you see some guys on TV and stuff like that? And it's like, yeah, but it is frustrating because it's killing its own product, but it's because it's got so much money.
We want to love
it's just what we're on TV.
Yeah, it's like we want to see it grow and we want to see it thrive, but it's not giving us anything.
It's got a money bag. That's it. It's going to be on TV because it's got money, but that's the only thing about it. But Cody, man, I hate to finish it off, but man, is there anything you want to finish up on? Guys, like he said, they got an upcoming show in July, right?
Yep, July 26th in Crawfordville, Florida. It's at Wakulla Edge Athletics. If you need more information, you can go follow us on Facebook, The 5-Star Jobbers, and go follow 5-Star Championship Wrestling. Also, if you want to see episodes of it, you can go to our YouTube channel, at 5-Star Jobbers, and all episodes of FCW Aftershock. We just released our latest episode last night, so go and check it out. You can see triple threat action. You can see our opening qualifying match to crown our inaugural champion in the main event. But our next episode will be in a couple of weeks, and we kick it off with women's action as Persia Pierce goes up against Ember Cato, and then Diamond Club will also be in tag team action. But a lot of things are coming up. But yeah, tickets are available. Front row VIP is $20, second row $15, general admission $10. And I'm going to go ahead and make an announcement on here. I'll put it on our Facebook, but I'm going to go ahead and give you an exclusive update on it.
Uh-oh.
If you bring your own chair, you get in for $8. So front row is $20, second row $15, general admission $10. Bring your own chair, you get in for $8.
Hey, there you go, guys, man. Bring your own chair, man. $8. Boy, if any other wrestling show would tell you that one. Woof. My goodness. So yeah. But yeah, man, I'm really happy to see what y'all have done with this. Congratulations on your second show. Got it coming up. Guys, like you said, July 26th, go in there, get you some awesome wrestling. And if you bring your own chair, it's $8. You can't go wrong. Summertime, kids are out. You know you want to get your kids out of the house. Take them there, man.
Come experience some fun, family-friendly entertainment for everybody. No matter if you're a seasoned fan of wrestling or if you're just wanting to come and get out of the house and experience something.
Hey, and I hear someone's going to be there. I need a chant from the fans going, "How's your ear? How's your ear?" Love you, buddy. Love you, big brother. I love you. But hey, shout out to Logan Stevens. Even though you do have a show kind of like named after him, right? You know, he's got to be something. I mean, he's got to be something out of it. You know, the anointed. Love you, Logan. But yes, guys, like he said, man, check out Kody's Facebook, check out his Instagram, check out all his social media stuff. Also, guys, you can go on Spotify, check out his past podcast, the 5-Star Jobbers podcast. They are great, guys. Great dynamic. If you're not even a pro wrestling fan, I think you would definitely be interested in listening to them because, like I said, man, they are a great team together. Next time, we got to get John on next time.
Yes.
I know the funny thing is you've seen me perform, but he's never seen me perform, if I remember. Because I remember when y'all first got to DCCW and stuff like that, I think I was kind of like already off the thing. So it was like, you know, seeing everything. I want to thank y'all for all the stuff that y'all did, not only for DCCW, but what y'all have been doing for independent promotion and like doing whatever y'all can to make everything grow, because this was our biggest approach, especially when I first came back, was kind of like put Jacksonville wrestling on the map. And like, you know, man, there's a lot of talent here, but we never got that big exposure and stuff. And I love what we had done with DCCW. I love how you talk about with Tallahassee, man. I felt the same way when it came to McClinney. And like, you know, that audience and stuff like there, and just seeing from, you know, from the 100 people to like, it's standing capacity now. Like it's full on packed in McClinney nowadays. And like, I think crazy. That whole town has been getting in that building and stuff. So it's like, I love seeing the growth that everything has been doing. Congratulations on everything you got, especially on Team Dad, man. You got a baby girl on the way. After the next episode, I'm probably going to see you just ready to get on the show just to get that moment to be a man again, because, you know, that baby's going to take full-on focus and stuff like that. So, man. Kody, thank you for returning back, man. You're more than welcome to come on anytime. Like I said, man, guys, check his links below. And, guys, this has been another episode of Buzzing with Marlowe, and we are out.
Promise you you'll catch me.